Hello everyone, I want to do a book review today. It's my first ever book review for YouTube, which is very exciting. And I'm going to review a book called Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. I can't pronounce names, so sorry. I'll put her website in the description box so you can look for yourself. And I don't have a physical copy of the book to show you because I read it on my Kindle. So sorry about that as well. Forbidden is basically about a brother and sister, Lachlan and Maya, who fall in love, which obviously is a very sensitive and delicate topic to write a book about. And first off, I want to say that the author manages it beautifully. She pulls it off so perfectly. It was an absolutely brilliant book. I loved pretty much every second of it. It's not an easy read, definitely not. I'd recommend having a box of tissues if you're the sort of person who normally cries at stories, but it's really such a beautiful book and I couldn't put it down. I devoured it in a few days, and when I finished it, every time I thought about it afterwards, my heart ached a little bit because it was just such a heartbreaking and beautiful story. I thought the way she handled the incest was really good because Lachlan and Maya have never really had normal lives. Their mum is sort of absent out of their lives. She has alcohol problems, which she doesn't really like to acknowledge, and she's basically, not a very good parent, which means Lachlan and Maya have had to look after their 3 younger siblings for most of their lives. So they've always been closer than your average brother and sister. I think it's Maya in the book that says that they were always more than just brother and sister, they were soulmates. And over time it almost seems natural that they develop these feelings for each other. And you really find yourself rooting for them, even though you know that they can't possibly be together. You know that inevitably it can't work, but you just wish it could. I found myself just looking at the whole topic of, consented incest so differently, and I found myself getting angry at society and at the justice system. I mean, one of the topics that's dealt with in the book is the fact that, the siblings could be arrested, they could be sent to prison, just for being together, just for, being in love, and that really angered me. I mean, I don't want to get, too far into, what I think about, that kind of incest. I could do a whole video on that, on itself. I don't think it's normal to feel that way. I definitely think someone who has those feelings, could use help and needs help and support. And it was really upsetting to see Lachlan and Maya not having that. They were totally alone in the world, really. And it just, left me angry and sad, and it was also beautifully handled. I just, it just left you thinking. It's very rare for me that a book leaves me thinking about it for days afterwards, and this really did. But yeah, getting sidetracked. Because Lachlan and Maya have always had to act like the parents in their family, I thought it was, like I said, a very natural relationship that developed almost. And the book focuses on their emotional turmoil that they feel because of their feelings, and how they handle family life because of it. One of my favourite aspects of the book was the focus on family. They know that they have to keep the incest quiet for themselves, obviously, because they could get sent to prison, but what I loved about these 2 characters was that their main concern was their brother and sister, and brothers and sisters, and staying together. They knew that if anyone found out about, their relationship, that they'd be sent into foster care and split up, and that was something that they didn't want. And both Lachlan and Maya are very selfless characters. They're such strong characters. The author is... Every character in the novel has got their own story and their own personality, and I loved that. It was... The characters are the best part of the story for me. And I loved how selfless Lachlan and Maya were, and I loved how in love they were. Maybe their feelings weren't normal, but there was no denying that they were in love, and, who are we to decide who should be allowed to love who? We can't. And that was the point that the author was putting across. And I think she handled it so sensitively and right, and I really loved it. My favourite part of the book was probably the ending. I loved it all the way through, but definitely I kind of saw the ending coming. I didn't really see how it could end any other way. It was, you know, such a serious topic and such a taboo topic that, you know, it's not the sort of book where you're going to get a happy ending. So if you want a happy ending, it's not the book for you. And I saw the ending coming, but at the same time, and this I think says a lot about the author's writing skill, I saw the ending coming, but literally right up until the sentence where what I thought was going to happen happened, I didn't realise what was happening. I know that doesn't make any sense, but, you know, she's really crafted a beautiful story here, and in such a great way. If you want an intense read, I would definitely recommend it. It's a beautifully written book. I've said that like a gazillion times. It's a beautifully written book. It's a love story. It's a story about family. It's a story about being shunned almost by society. It's a story about how wrong our society is and how wrong our justice system is, I think. I mean, it depends on how you interpret it, but that's how I felt. And it's a story about, you know, kind of being alone in the world, because Locke and Maya are, and I think that's really sad. But just, if you want to read a book that will make you think, and that is upsetting, but that will make you look at the world in a different way, I would definitely recommend it. This has been an awful review. Why did I do this? Yeah, talk about rambling. I wrote notes. I don't think I followed them very well. But yeah, definitely, please pick up Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. I think it really deserves more attention than it has. I think it comes out in the US in June. It's already out in the UK. But pick up a copy from wherever you can. I've just bought some of her other books, which I'm really excited to read. She's a fabulous author. I've only read one book and I already know this. You know, she handles such a sensitive topic so brilliantly, and I would recommend it for anyone that wants a book that will leave them thinking and with a different outlook on the world. So, sorry for my rambling review. I'll practice and try and follow my notes next time. But yeah, definitely pick it up, and I will see you in my next review.